Imagine you've planned a summer trip to Washington, D.C. You've told the kids you're seeing the rockets at the Air and Space Museum, the National Zoo, maybe even the White House. You show up on a hot July morning and you're turned away at the door, not because it costs money, because you didn't have a free pass you were supposed to reserve weeks ago. Here's what most visitors don't realize. Almost everything federal in D.C. is free to visit. But free doesn't mean just walk in. Some places you can, some need a timed pass, some only let you in on a guided tour, and a few you can only book through your member of Congress on a tight window most travel blogs get wrong. Today we're breaking all of it into 4 simple tiers. You'll know exactly what to book, when to book it, and what you can leave spontaneous. This matters right now because summer is peak season. DC welcomed over 27 million visitors in 2025, and the most popular museums cap entry. The families who walk right in aren't lucky. They booked. 2 things make 2026 different. First, the National Air and Space Museum is finishing a multi-year renovation, with 5 massive new galleries opening July 1st to mark the museum's 50th anniversary. Demand will be the heaviest it's been in years. Second, several museums that used to be true walk-ins now require timed entry passes year-round, not just in summer. The rules have changed, and advice from just a few years ago can easily lead to disappointment. So let's walk through the 4 tiers. Tier 1 is free. Just walk in. That covers most Smithsonian museums. Natural history, American history, the American Indian, the Hirshhorn, the American Art Museum, and the Portrait Gallery. The National Gallery of Art belongs on this list too. Quick footnote, it's not actually a Smithsonian museum. It's separately federally funded, but it's free and right on the mall. And one more flex option. The Stephen F. Udvar-Hazy Center near Dulles Airport is a massive air and space satellite facility with the Space Shuttle Discovery. It's walk-in, no passes needed. Tier 2 is free, but you reserve a time pass. This is the tier that ruins trips. The Air and Space Museum on the mall now requires free timed entry passes for every visitor, every age, all day, every day, not just before 1 p.m. The National Museum of African American History and Culture is the same. The National Zoo also requires entry passes year-round. The good news, zoo passes are date-based, so you can arrive anytime that day. The Library of Congress needs a free timed entry pass for the Thomas Jefferson Building. The Washington Monument requires a timed ticket too. It's a $1 reservation fee online, or free walk-up tickets at the Monument Lodge each morning. The U.S. Holocaust Memorial Museum requires free time passes for its permanent exhibition during peak summer. And the National Archives gives you 3 choices: walk-up, a free reserve ticket, or a $1 timed ticket. That $1 option is the best line skip in DC. Tier 3 is free, but tour only. That's the Bureau of Engraving and Printing, where paper money is printed. Admission is always free, but you join a 45-minute guided tour capped at 40 people. In 2026, extended spring and summer hours run March 23rd through September, with the last tour at 4 p.m. Big update from the old advice. You can now book the standard tour online or by phone in advance, instead of just showing up at the booth. And Tier 4 is free, but booked through your member of Congress. This is the narrow special access tier. The White House, Congressional request only, free, with a strict short window we'll cover in the Playbook. And special constituent tours of the Bureau of Engraving and Printing, same channel, slight scheduling perks. One myth to kill right now: the U.S. Capitol is not in this tier. You can book Capitol tours directly online at visitthecapitol.gov, no congressional office needed. Now here's your booking playbook, working backward from your trip date. 90 days out, handle Tier 4 and the heavy demand sites. This is when the White House window opens. The official White House site says requests go through your congressional office between 7 and 90 days before your trip. The National Park Service says up to about 3 months ahead, with a minimum of 21 days. Either way, contact your senator or representative. Find them at house.gov or senate.gov and ask their visitor staff to submit at the front of the window. Also start watching the National Archives. Timed tickets open about 90 days out at recreation.gov. 30 days out, lock in your Tier 2 reservations. Library of Congress passes open 30 days ahead at loc.gov, and you can grab up to 20 per reservation. NMAAHC, the Zoo, and the Washington Monument all release passes 30 days ahead too. For Air and Space, check the museum's ticket page at airandspace.si.edu for the active release window. You can reserve up to 9 free Smithsonian passes per person. That's 9, not 6. The old 6-pass rule is outdated. 2 weeks out, handle Tier 3 and special access tours. Book the Bureau of Engraving and Printing online. Pentagon tours if you want one. Reserve 14 to 90 days ahead and require real ID. Recheck your White House status. Cancellations happen. The morning of your visit, it's the same-day digital scramble. All times Eastern, Holocaust Museum at 7 a.m., Bureau of Engraving and Printing online at 8 a.m. Air and Space, and the African American History Museum at 8:15 a.m. Washington Monument walk-up tickets at the Lodge at 8:45 a.m. Library of Congress at 9 a.m. Set alarms. Have multiple devices ready in summer. Passes can evaporate in minutes. And Tier 1 works anytime. Natural History, American History, the National Gallery, the Hirshhorn, NMAAHC, just show up. These are your flex days and your rainy day backups. Now let's be honest about the word free. It almost always means free admission, not a free day. Parking near the mall runs $20 to $30 a day, and the Mall Air and Space Building has no visitor parking at all. The zoo charges $30 for advance parking, 40 day of. NMAAHC charges for parking before 4 p.m. IMAX, planetarium, and flight simulator shows at Air and Space are paid extras, and food inside museums is priced like airport food. What's genuinely $0? Every admission we covered today, every free-timed pass, and every congressional tour. The Archives, Holocaust Museum, and Washington Monument each carry a $1 online reservation fee. Worth it. One scheduling note. The Library of Congress is closed Sundays and Mondays. The Bureau of Engraving and Printing is closed weekends and federal holidays, including Juneteenth and Independence Day this year. Before we wrap up, let's cover the 6 mistakes that catch people every summer. Mistake 1. Showing up at Air and Space in July without a pass. Passes are required all day, every day in 2026. The old afternoon walk-in rule is gone. Mistake 2. Trying to book the White House 6 months out. The window is roughly 7 to 90 days before your trip date. A request submitted in January for a July visit will be rejected. Submit through your congressional office at the right time and have backup plans. White House tours can also close on short notice for official business, and adults need real ID or another acceptable federal ID like a passport. Mistake 3. Skipping the Capitol because you think it needs a congressional office. It doesn't. Book directly at visitthecapitol.gov. Even walk-ups are welcome if you arrive by 2:30 p.m. Mistake 4. Forgetting the Washington Monument and the Holocaust Museum. Both require timed entry, both are summer critical, and both get skipped in old guides. Mistake 5. Treating the trip as one big walk-in. Mix your tiers. Lock in your Tier 2 and Tier 4 reservations as anchors, then fill the gaps with Tier 1 walk-in museums. Mistake 6. Trusting outdated travel blog rules. Operational hours, pass windows, and tour availability change. Check the official .gov site for each attraction the week before you travel. si.edu, recreation.gov, loc.gov, and visitthecapitol.gov cover most of what you'll need. So here's the bottom line. Washington, D.C. might be the best free vacation in America, but only if you treat the free passes like the tickets they really are. Submit your White House request inside the 7 to 90-day window. Book your 30-day reservations the morning they open. Set alarms for the same-day digital release. And let Tier 1 fill the rest. We've put together a free step-by-step guide on everything we covered today, including a booking deadline calendar you can work backward from your trip date. You can download it at govclarity.net, completely free, no email required. The link is also in the description below.
Thank you for watching GovClarity. Remember, you can find our complete guide and all official links in the More section. If you found this helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with others who might benefit. Remember to hit the notification bell so you never miss our latest videos. We're here to make government procedures easier for you every step of the way.